to New Orleans, you ought to go see the Mardi Gras. If you go to New Orleans, you ought to go see the Mardi Gras.
Happy Mardi Gras! And welcome to another episode of Tales from the Parade Route. Tonight we are here with an extraordinary man with extraordinary moves. We are here with Brett from the 610 Stompers.
Yes, indeed. How y'all doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing fantastic.
So tell us a little bit about the origins of the 610 Stompers. How did it come to be? I mean, was it a bunch of guys who were just like, man, you know what would be hilarious? We go and make a dance team, or
so many good moves to waste.
Yeah.
There was definitely some. It wasn't just guys. It was guys and girls, wives, and everything. Kids running around, and I remember complaining about my daughter's dance school and her like only learning how to do butterflies, and that's like paying all this money and all she can do is butterflies. I was like, what's up with that? And then someone said, well, a lot of these dance groups are Mardi Gras or dance schools, and I guess I started talking trash about about some, and I love some of them too. I grew up watching different groups. And I grew up in Metairie. I went up 10 parades and Metairie parades, but I remember like Gold Dusters and Dance Connection and stuff like that. And then the wives were talking about the Pussyfooters and getting into that group. And at the same time, we're talking about our. I'm kind of gonna throw in our origin story, the name too, at the same time. It's like we were talking about our Saints season tickets, getting rid of them because this was at the beginning of 2009. So like, economy was in the tanker, and it was like cutting back on things, and like I'm gonna get rid of my Saints season tickets when we're in Section 610. So with all those stories coming together and a lot of drinks and everything else, and talking a little trash about other dance groups, someone said, why don't you start your own dance school for men? Y'all can do Mardi Gras parades. That can be your second job, and then you can pay for your Saint season tickets. And then we started throwing out names, and it was 610 Steppers, and then Stompers just sounded more masculine.
Yeah.
So that's where the name came from. But yeah, it was just one night of like drinks and stupidity. My wife says most people just forget about that the next day, but like I was obsessed with the idea. So I woke up, called people, called friends, anyone that would listen, I would talk to them about it, and eventually got to like had our first meeting and got some friends together to discuss like forming, which turned out to be a Mardi Gras group.
Well,
not a dance
first
school. Not a dance school.
So I remember the first time I seen you was the Buddy D parade. Was that your first one?
That was our first parade. Yeah.
Okay.
We had our first tryouts at one of my good friends had a barbecue restaurant at the time called Squeal Barbecue on Oak Street, and we had our first tryouts practicing outside in their little courtyard, and then they had a back room and we did our tryouts in there, and we were making the discs skip, when we were jumping up and down.
Yeah.
When they're like wood floors and everything, and that first year, like, if you tried out, if you learned to dance and did it, and we had 3 judges, and we kind of made it just a fun, ridiculous kind of thing, and made fun of them and encouraged them and everything else at the same time. And if you did it, if you actually did it, then you're pretty much in, But I had friends, like good friends, show up, and they were like, we got to learn to dance and then do it in front of you and your sister and your uncle. I was like, yeah. You were the judges? He's like, I'm not doing that. I said, well, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Because the group that we got together that, talked about like all the details and everything, we're like, we need to make sure we take the dancing seriously. That'll set us apart from other male marching crews that are out there, because most of them just turn into drinking crews.
Right, yeah.
Let's be serious. Like, most
the
First couple of locks
things like
are
that.
really good.
Yeah, they wind up just being like, let's just have some drinks and walk down the parade route or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that. But we want to actually dance. Like that's going to be the centerpiece of this, and taking the dancing seriously. So I told that part, I was like, you can get out of here, because if you don't learn the dance, then you're not in. But if you learned it, you're in. We went up with 44 guys that first year, and we were practicing, and we were trying to get into muses, and the parade person for whoever books the bands and marchers for muses, she was like, I got to come check y'all out to make sure you're all legit. So we're inviting her to our practices, and she just couldn't make it, whatever. And then someone asked one of our members, said, hey, we have this parade we're doing called the Buddy D Parade. It's a bunch of guys in dresses. Y'all wear dresses, right? We're like, no, but we can do whatever.
Right.
This sounds awesome. And so we said yes, and showed up. And we weren't sure if we were going to, because they said they only had a permit for one truck. So, it was the parade was tiny. It was like, it was supposed to just be this like little tiny parade with one vehicle. And
it was supposed to basically be Buddy D and
they had 3 police officers for it,
Yeah.
And so they're like, well, we don't know if you can bring your own sound truck. And we're like, we don't know how to dance to y'all's music. We only know how to dance like 3 songs, So, but we decided to show up and see if they'll let us do it. And luckily, one of the guys in our group knew one of the police officers that was in charge of the parade, and he was excited to see him. He was like, yeah, we got you, And then this tiny parade that was supposed to have like 500 guys out there in dresses and a couple thousand people watching them turned into
10,000 people or whatever.
It was like 5,000 plus guys.
I was looking good in my dress,
and
man.
like close to 100,000 people out there watching on a 7-block parade, right?
Yeah,
it was insane, and we were the only thing in the parade besides guys wearing dresses. And every news station covered it, and we were on ESPN, and whatever. So it just shot us out of a cannon. I mean, we got asked right after that. We got into the discussion. We were in the discussion of being asked to be in the Super Bowl parade, which was like
absolutely, right.
Yeah, could this possibly happen? And then they pulled the trigger on that and asked us to be in that parade, and I think it pissed a lot of other crews off because we had still never done a Mardi Gras parade at that point. We had never done a regular.
But at that point too, you were associated with the Buddy D Parade, so
you were directly associated
and
with
we
the
were
Saints.
really the only all-male dance group that like danced, and I think it just was a perfect fit.
Yeah.
I call it like the Cinderella story of an all-male dance group. I mean, our 2 goals were to get into a Mardi Gras parade and then maybe like dance with a halftime of a Saints game eventually. And at this point, it was better than that. We were dancing the Super Bowl parade, and we still hadn't been in the Mardi Gras. So right after the Buddy Parade, Muses called us, "You're in," and so we had that on the agenda, and then we wound up doing 3 parades our first year. And I think Orpheus came asking for us to be in that, and we couldn't even get the guys to do it because we thought we were doing 1 parade. Next thing you know, there's a 4th parade asking us to do it, and we asked the guys, we couldn't get enough guys to do it that year, so we wound up doing them the following year.
So I was fast forward now to where it feels like y'all have literally marched in just about every parade. Kirk and I go to 50-something parade, or we made 52 this year.
Wow, that's impressive.
And over the years of going to the parades, it feels like this year we saw you in King Arthur. The next year you were in Carrollton. The next year you were in.
Yeah, I don't seem tied to any parade necessarily.
We're not, and that's a tricky thing in the city because like crews are they're kind of possessive of the people there, and I understand it. They want everyone wants to have the best parade. Mm-hmm. They want to have the best groups, but we're in the business of of our members having experiences, and it's not like doing the same thing over and over again. So we had some tricky stuff with Knicks and Muses in the first couple of years, and we were going to try to do one year and one the next, and we never got asked back to do Muses ever again. So and we were like, all right, well, I guess we're not invited back, But and I've reached out again, and we'll see, maybe one day.
Yeah. Is there any parade that you haven't been a part of that it's still on that bucket list?
Bucket list? Yeah, there's some that, like we haven't done Bacchus, but they asked us to after a while. Like, we went to that, they were the very first parade I went to, because they had the guy that books them, I don't know if you know George Schiaffino. But his office was next to mine, and I went and talked to him. He's like, no, we only do marching bands. And I was like, y'all might be left behind here. There's a lot of, all the up and coming parades are doing new things, and we were just doing marching bands, and then they came and asked us eventually, which was awesome. But we were already doing Toth. So, and Toth is one that like our members love. They love it. It's a day parade. It used to start at Children's Hospital, and we would go perform for the kids there in the morning and stuff like that. So it's like that just became a staple that we're not going to change. And,
I hope they fix that.
Got to build around that every parade season. So we're making some new changes this year to our parade schedule. We're going to do a couple of parades we haven't done. But to answer your question, maybe we've done Zulu, maybe Rex. Never done Rex, but I think they're pretty formal. Yeah. So I don't know if they'll do a dance group or not.
Right? Yeah, they're usually a military band or LSU band type.
A lot of bands, and so that's definitely one. And then we're kind of open to try everything. That's
have y'all done any, or you have any interest in doing any of the Metairie?
So we've done the only Metairie parade we've done so far is the Irish Italian. It's not our Mardi Gras, and then we are in talks with one this year, and I'm pretty sure we're going to do it. I just can't say that right now.
Exciting.
We haven't told our members yet. So,
if you want to follow our float, we're cool with it.
Yeah.
What
do y'all in?
We're in Excalibur.
Excalibur. Okay. Yeah, I mean it's just it's just gauging the members and what they want to do, and so it's kind of it's kind of tough to. We've done.
You don't want them to feel forced.
We don't want to just book things just because one or two people have relationships in the group. We want to kind of make sure the whole group wants to go and do certain things. But we do try to go out to different parishes. Like we've done parades in Norco. We've done a parade in Christmas parade in Norco. We've done Mardi Gras parades in Baton Rouge, Thibodeau, Homo.
We all did Slidell,
Mandeville.
Macy's parade.
We've been asked to go to Mobile. We haven't made that happen yet, but I don't know if go to Mobile instead of New Orleans. It's just
so you guys have been stomping around.
We have, definitely.
Well, I noticed that you did. Kirk just kind of led to it. You missed a big parade that y'all did march in.
What was that?
The Macy's parade.
Yes.
Twice.
3 times.
Oh, 3?
We've been 3 times. Yeah. We the first time. I got a call sitting in my office working during the day, and get a call, and they said they're from the Macy's parade, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. Let me call you back into your number. I was on the phone or something, and I was like, this is a crank call or something. Why not call him back? He's like, this is Macy's parade. Who are you? And I had to ask for whoever it was, and I was like, oh, this is an actual company here. It's the real thing. So one of the directors, the parade, had a cousin who was from Mississippi and told them about us, and they did research and asked us to be in. That was 2011. So that was within 2 years of us starting.
I remember there being like some ridiculous cold front going on, and I saw some video of all of y'all showing up in complete uniform, just getting off the subway.
We decided to fly and ride in our uniform, make a big impression.
Perfect.
When we landed in New York, and I think the majority of people were like, "What are y'all? A bowling team or like a dodgeball team?"
Yeah.
We were just like, "Yes."
Well, I went back. I guess social stalking the Stompers this week, doing my research, and there was, I forget what year it was, but on the flight, literally. The entire group was up in the aisles
that was our
doing the dance.
Yeah, that was the second time that we went in 2015, and then somehow, I don't know who it was, got up and convinced the stewardess and the pilot to let us get up and do a dance on the plane.
Yeah, we're on
the plane.
Yeah,
we're not hijacking the plane.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
When you start feeling the turbulence, and there's no turbulence, know that we got some guys in the back dancing.
Yeah.
We got permission, and I think that was like almost a pretty viral video.
Was that first class or coach?
Yeah, just yeah, we're just coach. But that was fun, yeah, for sure.
How would you say that the crowds receptive to y'all differently in New York as opposed to here? Because
Yeah.
we're used to a Mardi Gras parade crowd to where
This is a multifaceted question because it's a question of like, what does a parade mean to people here, and what does a parade mean to people in New York and in other parts of the city,
Right.
country, and world? And I always say parades in New Orleans are, it's interactive. It's an interactive parade. And
Right.
Not only is it interactive since you're, throwing things back and forth and looking, and making contact and getting someone's attention and everything else, but there's parties going on. There's literal people are cooking.
yeah, there's a crawfish boil going on 10 feet
block
behind the
parties.
parade.
Yeah,
There's
block
block
parties
parties.
all along. So it's just a different animal. And then there, the Macy's parade is a blast. The Macy's parade's huge. It's one of the most popular parade, I guess, in the world. I don't know, but it's less of a parade than it is a lineup you get on TV.
Yeah.
And the crowds are huge. I mean, like 3 million, probably have close to 3 million people on the routes, and it's just it's inspiring in that way that you're dancing next to Central Park. You got 20 people deep on each side, and and everything else, but it's quiet. It's quiet. There's not like we always had to give them permission to
cheer and dance and
with
yeah.
us, and then I think over time, I don't know if it's mostly tourists that are there watching, but by the time you get halfway through our group, I think everybody's getting fired up. And another thing is, not everybody dances the whole time or performs the whole time, but we did. We performed it's a 2-mile parade. It takes about an hour. It's crazy how precise it is. Like they tell you'll be on TV at between 9:10 and 9:12, or 10:10 and 10:12, and you're going to be on TV
At those 2 times. Yeah.
It's insane, how good they are at that. So it's a quick parade, and we're like, it's 2 miles, it's 1 hour. We're dancing the whole time. Like we're going to be, so we're sweaty messes, and it was 35, 40 degrees outside, and we're like, we're just going at it. Over time we've learned to how to engage the crowd a little bit more. It's also the crowd's 15 feet away.
Right.
From
Yeah.
like these huge boulevards. So
Yeah.
it's a different.
It is much
stage.
different than
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
literally y'all are sandwiched into 10-foot street.
Mardi Gras is so intimate. It's so personal. And that's what it's nothing like it. It's absolutely nothing like it. I've ridden and done this, and people have offered for me to ride again, and I'll do it if we're not in a parade.
Right, yeah.
If we're in a parade, there's nothing. To me, there's just nothing better than being on the ground and with the people.
Yeah.
So I saw some news that I was kind of excited to see the other day. I've been following the Grammys for a little while. I hear y'all doing something together this year.
Yeah, so one of our members, the Cooler, Mike North, came up with an idea of reaching out to them and seeing if we can get them in town. And we tried for last Mardi Gras and just couldn't pull it off because they had the tragedy is it in Michigan where they're from, or
Minnesota, I think.
Minnesota, yeah, but where they had a parade and a drunk driver ran through it and injured and killed a few people, and they were part of that. So we reached out to them to see if we can possibly get them down to New Orleans, and we couldn't do it last year, so we're doing it this year. I think they're going to have around close to 20 of their dancers come down, and we're going to have them dance with. Well, trying to figure out exactly how to incorporate them into our lineup, but they're going to be a part of our lineup for TOOF.
It's awesome.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That's going to be a bit of an opposite culture shock, I would imagine.
Yeah,
they march constantly. It feels like every weekend they're doing something.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little eye-opening for them. Totally. So I think they're going to love it. They're going to love it.
Yeah, well, I've been communicating.
We're really excited
We're trying to
about
do a show with them pretty soon, and not to make it about that, but
Okay.
just getting to know a couple of them.
more.
It's been kind of fun.
Yeah, so they definitely need a little bit of that magic in their lives for sure.
Yeah.
After what they went through.
So I would say that that slightly feels a little bit charity-ish, which not to make it sound like they're sorrowful or whatever, but to bring it into the topic of charity.
Yeah.
Earlier, also, you mentioned how it was near and dear to y'all with Toth to go and dance at Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
I know that since y'all's beginning, charity has been a strong side of the Stompers.
Yeah, I mean, look, we were fortunate enough to watch lots of Mardi Gras crews throughout the years do charitable things for the community. We weren't the first ones to think of it, and we won't be the last. But watching other crews do really good things for the community inspired us, and we did have this fame, from the beginning. So, what do you do with it? You do good with it, right? So,
Yeah.
One of the things we do is when we're asked to do performances, it's for nonprofits that are doing good for the city. We usually waive our fee and do it for free. And then we eventually were able to start a charitable arm of the group called Stompers Give Back, and we donate proceeds from our events and whatever we can raise throughout the year to. Right now, it's usually about 4 different charities, small local charities. We have a committee that picks every year. So it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, since the beginning, I've seen y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen y'all a couple of times march at, like charity walks and
Yeah, St. Michael's. We do their little Mardi Gras parade for their school every year, and that's a blast. Like that's a staple. A lot of our members do that every year.
So one of the things that makes y'all so noticeable, I guess, is the costumes.
Uniforms.
The uniforms.
Yes.
How dare you
And
call
we
them
are-
costumes?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
They're
apologize.
uniforms.
We are dancers of the athletes of God. So we like to call them uniforms. Yeah, but the uniforms were. I think like the idea was the everyday man, and what made us think, some of us think that we were in our 40s, well, now in our 40s and 50s, back then in our 30s and 40s, like our coaches, like the guys that
Yeah, you're all high school.
high school and little league and whatever, so the coaches' shorts, the tank top, like that was the staple. That's what we started off with. And we had some ideas of like epaulets and mini cape, and could you imagine that?
Yeah.
Like the first drawing I have, that Mark Lafayette, who helped start the group, he drew our logo, and by the way, that was a big mistake too, but because it was our section in the Superdome, and then he put 610, the interstate sign with Trans Am wings. I'm like, that's awesome. That's not it,
Yeah.
So it all came together that way, but he drew our first couple of uniform ideas, and I still have them, and they're priceless. But then we were like, what could it might be colder in Mardi Gras. We thought of the baseball jacket and red, just so it will pop and be seen, and then the coach shorts became light blue. People were like, oh, Rummel, y'all all went to Rummel. I'm like, no, that's not.
Yeah.
We literally could. These are the only coaches shorts we could find in some warehouse in San Antonio.
Right, to get 75 of them or whatever.
Like powder blue.
Yeah.
I think y'all had a corner of the market on those socks.
Yeah,
I haven't seen those around in years.
I think we got them from a skateboarding site. The first time we wore them.
Well, the jackets remind me of members only jackets.
Yeah. For sure. So that's it. I mean, it was kind of simple, just like ordinary men. Let's
less is more.
How can we make less is more?
Less is more.
And of course, being that we're men, we haven't changed a thing, and so long. The only thing we did is eventually came up with like a summer uniform, because when we took the jackets off and just tank tops, we were like, that's rough.
Yeah.
A lot of hair, a lot of bellies, a lot of other stuff hanging out. So we went with like full t-shirts. So that's about it.
Well, one other part of the uniform that I guess is an unspoken part is, seems like everybody's got a mustache.
Yeah. So in the beginning, we were trying to, bring dance back to the ordinary man. So we're like, well, why don't we bring the mustache back also? And we went pretty hard on that in the very beginning. And over time, it's faded a little bit, and now we encourage it, but it's not like we're gonna It's not like we're going to send you to the street.
Right, yeah.
You're not going to have to hit the road if you don't grow a mustache, but, we encourage it. So, yeah. It's just one of those fun things.
So you mentioned earlier the auditions.
Again,
and
we call them tryouts.
Or the
the
tryouts. We got
athletes,
we got the opportunity to see the tryouts.
Yeah.
This a month ago, if that. Yeah.
So we now it's grown to the point where we invite the public to come watch. We have to cap it at like 75 guys this past year, and they have to come in that morning, learn a dance they've never seen before, and then show us the dance on stage, and then they'll have a little Q&A with judges that are hilarious, ask questions, just have fun, and it's all irreverent, just ridiculousness. So get to know the guys as much as best we can, and then try to make a decision on who will be the next group of stompers.
Yeah.
And I always say it's tough because more than half the guys would be great stompers. Probably the majority of them, and we just can't take that many.
Right. Yeah.
So,
you can only fit so many people in.
Yeah.
It's like a better version of the Eagles training camp.
Yeah.
For sure. We put them through some rigorous. There's one guy came up to me. He's like, "I work out all the time." He said that was the toughest day of working out I've ever had in my life.
Whole new set of muscles.
Yeah, well, literally until they go up on stage, you'd see the guys. You'd see 3 or 4 of them go walk over to the side and listen to that song.
Yeah,
dancing it.
And then over the years, the guys tell us it takes like a year for them to get the song out of their head, like when they're sleeping at night.
Oh yeah.
Well, they're like that song is just repeating in their head for months.
We heard it a good 20 times or so. Yeah,
we hear it too. Right?
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun, and even the guys that don't make it in, 99% of them are like had a great time, appreciate it. We encourage them. We try to get them to do the best they can.
Yeah. Cool. Did you try?
I did not try out.
Yeah, why not?
Well, I think
let's flip the interview back on y'all.
I think that one of my instant concerns right now is that I don't know if I could make a 6 mile hike.
Yeah.
4 or 5, sometimes 6, 7 times.
Well, the mayor's helping you. She's got the parade right there. Like 3
yeah,
4 miles,
right.
Maybe this is your time.
Yeah, this is my time.
This is your window.
Yeah.
I remember one of the guys walked outside and was like, "Hey man, you did a good job out there." He's like, "I didn't make it." I'm like, "What makes you say that?" He said, "Well, I didn't get a headband."
Yeah.
I was like, no, that's not what that means.
No.
He was like, "Oh wait, so I'm not done?" I'm like, "No, you probably still good." I don't know if he's one of the ones you announced or not. I didn't.
Yeah, no. There's definitely when we made the callbacks, there was definitely some surprise. What? I thought I'd have a chance now. I was like, well, we weren't just looking at how well you did the dance. We're looking at a lot of other factors. So.
Yeah. How many songs do you guys usually or choreograph dances or? I don't know the key words.
Like in rotation?
In rotation for
any given year.
Yeah, so the guys coming in this year are going to have to learn a total of 10 dances. The guys that are already in, 7 of those they know already for the most part. Some of them we bring back from like older years, so they might a couple of them might have to learn some. But yeah, it's about 10 total that we have in rotation. That's not for parades. It's for like all the events we do all year and things like that. But the parades, we're pretty much just doing 3 dances the whole route, and they're new, so that it's something that
keeps things fresh.
Yeah, people have never seen before on parade ride and stuff like that. So we figure we're past each group of people usually within a minute or two, so they're not going to see anything twice.
Yeah.
What's y'all's current membership right now?
100 and we're right around 140, close to 140.
Wow,
too many.
You jam all those in the bread truck?
Yeah, we just throw them all in there.
Oh, tell me you drove the bread truck today.
I didn't. I'm taking it to practice tomorrow to stretch its legs a little bit.
Yeah, but like I said, I live right near you, so I see it all the time.
Yeah,
he's got to be there. I didn't want to just go randomly knock on your door.
I'm your biggest fan.
Right under the sunshine, you know.
Was there a special story behind the bread truck?
No, it was just a necessity. We needed something to lug things around. And,
How do you guys find it?
One of the guys was running the group for a while. He just kind of searched for something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he knew we needed some kind of van of some kind, and he found it online.
It fits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had a rock.
The aesthetic.
Yeah, it's part of the family now.
Yeah.
And then so that, and then a trailer, and we have a guy that he owned a trailer, and it was his truck, and he'd been using that for 13 years. And we're about to buy a new trailer, because that trailer was on its last leg, so we're about to buy a new trailer. Hopefully, we'll have this one.
I mean, I've been to 40 some odd years of Mardi Gras, and look what happened to me. So I can imagine when it happens to a trailer.
A lot of wear and tear during parades, you know.
Also, I want to circle back to the 6 miles thing. Pickle, you go to 52 parades
But
a year. There's so much walking a year.
Yeah,
but I drive a minuscule car that could fit into like an ant pile.
yeah, so you can get close.
So,
parking,
yeah.
close parking. Okay.
That's specifically why I drive.
Yeah. And if he's at 50 parades, he knows where all the best parking is.
Yeah.
Well, and we've mastered the art of sitting on a curb.
Right.
We know how to find a tree knee or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
we find them.
excellent.
But yeah, with 50 something, you kind of have to. But yeah, we probably put in the same mileage.
That's impressive, man. It's impressive.
So you'd mentioned that y'all do, besides a bunch of charity events throughout the year, y'all have several events hosted by the Stompers.
Yeah, so we are an all-male dance group, so we have 2 balls every year. And our first ball is our Mardi Gras ball, which is the Sweet 610 debutante ball. We'll play on words there. And that's where we debut our new moves for the upcoming season. The rookies will be, on display for their first time. And we've been doing that for, last year we did the Fillmore and the casino, and we're going to be doing that for the foreseeable future there. It was a really good venue to have it. So
that's open to the public, or is that a family?
Open to the public. We do a different theme every year. We're not quite as stringent as the Mom's Ball about wearing a costume. We're not going to kick you out, but it's very, very heavily encouraged. I mean,
right? Yeah,
you're going to feel out of place when you don't wear a costume to our event. 99% of the people are wearing costumes. Yeah. So it's a really fun time. And then we always have a awesome bands and DJ and then us dancing the night away.
What about
lots of good food, booze?
What time of year y'all do that?
It's this year is going to be on. I gotta look it up. But
where can people go check it out?
Yes, it's gonna be late January, mid to late January.
Oh, okay.
They can check it out at 6nstompers.com and on social media, Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. We'll be posting everything.
Yeah.
So we're letting everybody know as soon as the tickets are available.
Then y'all advertise it pretty well.
We do. Yeah.
Even again, doing my social media stalking, you look back and you see for weeks in advance. Last year was a Space Odyssey.
Space Odyssey, yep.
And the year before, or the last one prior to that, I believe was Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night Live.
So throughout it, you have people.
We've done superheroes. We've done WrestleMania. We've done 610 Candles. We did some great commercial for that one. It was really funny. Where they instead of holding up the underwear in the bathroom, we had the splits holding up the shorts, someone's shorts, and a couple of Stompers walk out not wearing shorts. Oh, they got you too? Yeah, they got you too. So we have fun with all that too. Yeah. And then our second ball. I'm sorry, we have 2 balls.
Yeah. Our
second ball is a pub crawl, which we were not able to do the last couple of years, but because of COVID and everything. But,
right.
this coming year, it's going to be actually on June 10th on 610. It's going to be awesome. Not sure where it's going to be yet, but it's going to be a great day. And it's kind of like our way of saying, you can be a 610 stomper for a day. Like, we're going to teach you our dances. At the beginning, wherever we are, we teach our dances to everybody out there. It's hot, whatever. People are going to come out and sweat. It's the middle of the summer. We'll have water, we'll have beer, and we dance from bar to bar. And then we'll have an after party at nighttime somewhere. Last time we did it was in Mid-City, and we ended at the Deutsch's house and had a big party there.
Nice.
The Brats played. We were talking about them earlier.
Yeah.
They played, and it was a great time. So there'll be a band, DJ, whatever, before and after parties. It's fun. And then what else? What other events?
The 610 Christmas Spectacular. Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not happening anymore, or for the time being. It was an awesome, partnership that we had with the LPO, and an incredible experience to be able to play with such talented musicians, and what a nice dichotomy of these professional, incredible musicians with these non-professional dancers. And it was funny because you brought the fans from the LPO and the fans from the Stompers together, and they just don't belong in a room together, right?
Right.
So then you had all the people that came to watch it, were mingling, and it just was great. It was such a wonderful experience, and we did it for 5 or 6 years, and we brought a lot more to the table than they thought. That they were going to have a Christmas show and wanted us to come dance in it. Well, one of our members, Paul Truding, the longboard, he said, well, we should write a script, and that should actually be a kind of a play, and so he brought them these ideas, and they were gracious enough to let us try it, and it wound up being a really big success for both them and us, and it was our way to help them raise funds for their organization, and to bring that music to New Orleans, and lots of fun. Yeah.
Well, I know y'all have also done a lot of, I'll say a lot, but y'all have done several different, ad campaigns with different companies or foundations. One that always sticks out, and when I was surfing through and I saw it, I was like, oh, I totally remember that. When it was it was the pay attention to the crosswalks and bikers and all.
Yes, that was a big one for us. We didn't realize how big it was going to be, and then next thing you know, we had banners up and down Poitras right before a Saints game with watch out for pedestrians when crossing and when driving, and so the pedestrian safety campaign, bicycle safety campaign, just that kind of stuff, and lots of fun. And very good purpose.
I spotted one on the interstate. In fact, I think it was you on it. What was that? When we were coming back from Queens.
That might have been for the ball. For the tryouts.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Because I believe it's the day before.
We have our ways to get in some billboards. Right? So, there's actually some billboards that will donate to nonprofits. Donate some time to nonprofits.
Oh, nice.
So, we get in on those.
So another thing that I noticed is similar to my upbringing with Scouts. Everybody who worked at my Boy Scout camp had a nickname.
Yes.
It seems like everybody who's in the Stompers or the Splits has a nickname.
Yes. Yeah, it's a mandatory thing.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, it was friends and family, and we kind of all had nicknames, or majority of us did, and we were like, let's just keep this going. Started naming other people, and as time went on, we were like, let's get to know these guys for a year. Our rookies are nicknameless for the first year, and then we get to know them, and then we're like, yeah, that's who you are. And so by the end of the year, we take their jackets back and give them back to them with their names on them. It's a big reveal, It's similar to Animal House. You are now Flounder.
Yeah.
Why
Flounder? Why not?
Yeah. Because I said so. Yeah, and then every once in a while somebody doesn't like their name or people don't call you by that or whatever, and they change it, and that's fine. We try to get them right, in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's just a fun thing.
Let's see. Are there, I guess, like annual dues or anything that your members have to pay?
We do dues. I think they were in the beginning. They were $200 a person. They're very light, I think, and then we get people to pay like $50 extra in the beginning for their jackets. I think now we're up to $250 after 13 years. So
We're
still
super.
doing pretty well with inflation, I think.
Yeah,
inflation.
And that's because
with how the economy is and whatnot.
Yeah. It's because we do some things during the year for like corporations, and like we'll go dance a big convention from convention center to the French Quarter, and stuff like that, and we get paid for those types of things, so we're able to keep our costs down.
Yeah, it helps offset.
And our events that we do, so stuff like that keeps our costs down. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I think it's one of the best deals in Mardi Gras, to tell you the truth, because our members get to go to incredible events around the city, Beer and Boudin, Gleason Gras, lots of really fun, awesome events that cost a lot of money to get into, and we get to go for free. On top of the fact that you dance in all these parades and you have all these experiences and everything else. So.
And literally, you're a New Orleans all-star. I mean, the costumes are so much into the New Orleans culture, that I've even seen salutes to y'all in Chewbacca's, with the 610 Wampus.
The Wampus, yeah. And we actually have like some tear-off groups around the country also.
Really?
Well, have you seen the Swampers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
689 or something like that. Swampers from down the bayou. We have a group called Pisgah Thunder in Pisgah, North Carolina. That this guy's girlfriend came to our ball, went back home. She worked for like a nonprofit, Boys Hope, Girls Hope, something like that, and she got her friend and she's like, you need to get some guys together and do this. So they did it and they had a ball similar to ours, and then of course they did another event, and they wear the same red jacket, they wear jean shorts, they wear yellow socks, very similar thing. They have the Pisgah Thunder logo on the back. So I've talked to them, and it's he apologized for the jacket. I'm like, it's all right, it's all right. We're inspiring that. That's the whole point.
Right.
We're inspiring ordinary guys to dance. That's the point of the group. And then there's a group in Delaware, Ohio, that wear blue jackets, and they're the Something Stompers, and they're almost identical uniform except blue. And then what else? I think that's it. But yeah, there's definitely some splinter groups happening.
Yeah.
So
Which
we
is
are inspiring
a cool honor.
men to dance. It is. It's a cool thing. Yeah.
You're not going to try to franchise the thing out, are you? Remember that ordeal recently?
Yes. Franchising thing out. It's a tough thing because most people want to hold it near and dear here. But if our mission is to get ordinary men to dance, then that might be the best way to do it. But
you have any problem with it?
It's not anything that's going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, but would you have any issue with you not being in control of that particular group?
Yeah, I think if anything, just you can kind of put your heads together. If there are these splinter groups happening, eventually we put your heads together and see if we can do good
a dance
together.
off.
Yeah, have dance offs, have whatever. Meet up every once in a while, go to each other's events, stuff like that. So.
We had briefly mentioned them, but I know that they're near and dear to y'all, the 610 splits.
Yes, the 610 splits. Wives and girlfriends is how it started. We opened it up to, maybe friends and family, and then we even had some that were, outside of that, and so they are the women that protect us along the parade route, and they're also very much a part of getting our events done. And as you know, women are a lot of times smarter than us, and work harder than we do, and
Yeah.
so
Can multitask.
Are they
can
the muscle?
multitask.
They're the muscle.
They're the muscle and the brains and the worker.
Yeah.
They do a lot for our organization, and especially when it comes to our events and running our events and things
Mhm.
like that. And we couldn't do it without them. So they're all awesome group to have along with us. And unfortunately, some of them want to dance, but that's not what they're in it for. They're in it to support us. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, we love
TV appearances.
them. Mm-hmm.
I know y'all have been on just about every morning show down here, but I know y'all have also been on the Today Show.
Yeah, when we went to the Macy's Parade, we were asked to be in the Today Show twice, maybe 3 times. I can't remember exactly. And I mean, what a fun time to do that. First time we went on was with Hoda, who is from New Orleans,
Right?
You know, and Kathy Lee, and of course Kathy Lee didn't really get it. Hoda, of course, definitely got it.
Yeah.
And there was some animosity towards Kathy Lee on that one. You know, I was like, calm down, y'all.
Yeah.
She doesn't get it. That's all right, you know. But we thought they were going to interview us. I was like, I think they when we walked into that room, they were like, we probably shouldn't go near those guys.
Yeah.
Book this.
Not to mention we were out all night the night before, you know, partying in New York. So I think it was, they looked at us as quite the wild cards. Like,
Mhm.
what are they going to say? You know, on live TV. But yeah, we got to dance the first time, and then after that, I think this last time we went, it was Jenna Bush.
Yeah.
She's on there. It was her birthday, and I gave her a headband with a 610 on the front of it, and she was like, I was just trying to hand it to her. She's like, oh, put it on. You know, like, she went down like for me to put it on her. So I'll put it on her. I was like, all right, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a fun experience for all the guys.
I'm surprised you guys, with being in New Orleans, have y'all ever been on, was it CS?
CSI in New Orleans?
Yeah, CSI New
We
Orleans.
were on that. I didn't do it, but a group of guys did that. And
As
it was
the
like,
610 Stompers?
as the 610 Stompers, it was like, you know, one of their going down Bourbon Street, and
Yeah.
we were parading down the street, and the guys were walking through. So the guys that did that had a blast. It was like, you know,
Mm.
got to see the whole filming process and everything else.
Mhm.
So we were asked to be on that one time. Yeah. We were also asked to be on America's Got Talent. We turned that down multiple times, just thinking like it's not quite the thing for us. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if we, yeah, we're not going to be a Vegas show. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
right, right.
Like it's going to be a one-off type thing, and we just weren't really interested in that.
Mhm.
We've been approached to do movies, TV shows, things like that. Just nothing's ever been the right fit. And but one day, we got some ideas. So hopefully one day we'll have something.
Full Broadway 610
Yeah.
Stompers
Yeah.
spectacular.
Only with the imagination can take you anywhere, right?
610, the musical.
Yeah.
So, personally for you, out of all the different types of people that you see on the parade route, what's your favorite type of person to see, you know, get hyped up when y'all come down the avenue?
I think when I see like a grandma just
Yeah.
tearing it up, you know, like I get by and she's like coming to grind on me, you know, like,
Right,
you know, like just get that booty to booty action going. To me, that just fills my heart with joy, you know. Someone who's just, no matter how old you get, you still have that love, and
Yeah.
enthusiasm for life, you know. And then the kids are awesome too. Like one of our favorite things that we do whenever the parade stops for a while, which hasn't happened in the last couple of years, a couple of Mardi Gras, but they're moving so fast. A whole other subject, but
Yeah.
but yeah, whenever we have those stalls, and we'll have a parade, we'll have like a dance party in the middle of the street, and we invite everyone to come in and dance with us. And so like kids come in, and you know everything. It's really fun.
Yeah, it feels like I haven't seen that in a long time. I've seen y'all
Yeah.
do it a few times.
The first time we did it, man, the police freaked out. They were like, whoa, yeah, they're coming in, and we're like, it's okay, it's okay, you know, it's gonna be all right. And then our DJ gets on, it's like, if you're not a 6-inch stomper, you need to move out of the way. Everyone goes. Like, it's, boom, you know? Like, they know what's going on. They know the system. And
they know that
like
it's a break. Y'all are letting them have some fun with y'all.
30 seconds, we're gone again, and we catch the parade. You know,
we will make it our mission this year to sabotage
we
some of these.
knock over a ladder in the street.
Yeah.
Oh, the parade's gotta stop.
I'm not saying you should slash and trail a tire.
Right.
Throw some tacks down.
Yeah, I'm not saying you should do anything like that, but
I know some cops
are
probably
or
stop
some-
strip
a little bit.
or,
stop spikes.
The shorter routes,
Yeah.
and then you know, and then
Pour some
have
sugar
parades
and
go.
some gas
I
tanks.
feel sorry for people who, you know, I mean, look, everyone puts in a lot of time and energy to make Mardi Gras happen. It's the
Yeah.
biggest free show on earth. I mean, it's
Right.
not free.
There's nothing free about
And
it.
people put in time, energy, money, you name it.
Mm.
And for it to be over in under 2 hours, Hermes was under 2 hours. From us starting to finishing, we ran through almost a mile of that parade. We ran through it because the police were yelling at us to go. And it's like,
We're on foot.
we're on foot. We're not in
Yeah.
a car. You know,
Yeah.
like, I don't know what y'all
One is
expect. We're not, you know, we're moving the whole time. We've been
Mhm.
doing this for 13 years. I don't know what they were
Yeah,
doing.
y'all know how
The
to
speed
y'all know
of
how
parades
a parade
is-
But I
rolls.
get it. When
Yeah.
they see us so far behind, the parade took off. I don't know how they did, but they did.
Well, I assume y'all were the first one or two marching groups
Yeah, we're
in
in
the
the
parade.
beginning of it, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, some car just went
But I mean, under
slightly
2 hours.
faster.
Imagine the riders that spend, you know,
Yeah.
$1,500 or $2,000
Yeah,
or
thousands of
whatever,
dollars.
you know, on a ride and plus whatever.
Kirk saved me.
It's over.
Was it last year?
We're in a blink of an eye.
Oh,
Yeah.
with the, yeah.
I
They
almost
were-
got my
they
head
were
taken off.
Calling, I just grabbed
Because it was like, they're like 3 blocks down. I'm like, all right, the balloons, picking those up. And next thing I know, someone's grabbing my neck, pulling me back, and I'm like looking up, and the
Pretty dangerous to be moving that fast.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. That's just
Yeah.
my opinion.
The strange thing to me is it started after there was a couple of tragedies.
Yeah.
It was like,
oh, let's
slow
go
down.
faster.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it didn't add up.
Yeah.
But I get the schedules, you know, I get, you know, they're paying a lot of city workers and all that on the route and all that. I get it. But a lot of times the crews themselves are paying for that, so let them do it. Let them have some fun.
Mhm.
No.
I don't know.
Or maybe the tragedies happen because they were going too fast.
That's,
Because tandem floats were around for 20 years.
Yeah.
So,
well, you know, it used to be, you've seen it, the crowds have just gone crazy. It used to be like Bacchus and Endymion were 10 thick.
yeah.
Everything is now. I mean, you can't
Right.
go to anything without it being there. And then you go to the ones that, you know, Muses and, well, Nixon until fairly recently would have 15 deep, and they're all
Yeah.
vying for a cool treasure.
Right.
You know, so I get it. You know, I understand it kind of grew more dangerous, and then we got away with it for a while.
Yeah.
But I don't know, speeding it up doesn't add up to me.
No.
I've never actually seen anything thrown by y'all, but do y'all have any kind of special tokens
Yeah,
that
we
y'all?
throw dancers in the parade ride. That's it.
You only
Only
throw
throw
dance.
That's all we
That's
throw.
awesome.
That's it.
Well, I'm going to start asking you for the balloon every time you go by or poke
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, damn it, and one day you're just going to draw it on a regular red.
Yeah.
Shut up, you know, like,
No,
toss it at me.
No collectibles with us except for memories. Collective memories. That's it.
It's the most valuable thing.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. Yeah, we take plenty of pictures in the parade ride with people, and that's the great thing about us. We always have a group dancing.
Mm-hmm.
We always have a group resting, and the group rest can, you know, some of them rest, some of them need a lot of rest. Some of them are like drinking beer, some are drinking water, and lots are still dancing and taking pictures of the crowd behind the truck. You know.
Yeah, that's one of the things that is so special about y'all is how much y'all work with the crowd. You know,
Yeah.
that, you know, so many marching groups, it is just, you know, while they're dancing, they're just set on one course, and that's forward.
Yeah.
But y'all interact with, you know,
Yeah. I mean,
so many times I've seen people while I'm taking pictures see a stomper come up and like, you know, pose for me, or you know, and it's not even me being like, hey, can you pose for me? It's
Yeah.
literally them acting up for the crowd, shall we
Yeah.
say, you know?
Y'all are definitely the best photo bombers in all of them.
Yeah.
Sure.
Whether you like it or not, we're gonna
Right.
Y'all
We're gonna
spot
jump into
'em.
that special
Yeah.
photo that you were
I've
talking
seen y'all jump into them so many times, like pow, like just ready.
about. For the most part, when we're dancing in front of the truck, we're dancing. Of course, we like our dances to be a little bit interactive, where we're engaging the crowd. But the great part is that we always have guys resting, and we rotate. So the guys that are resting, full interaction. That's what we want. That's what we love.
Yeah.
And it allows the crowd to have both, like watch us dance, and take pictures and hang out,
Yeah.
and freestyle dance with us and whatever.
Right.
Yeah, and then the dance parties are amazing. Like they're so much fun. I can't even explain it. Like, that's just where you really get to interact with everybody, and lots of crazy fun things happen.
Yeah.
I do have a complaint though. I was standing there one day, had my box of chicken, and both. Oh man, thanks.
Yeah.
No whole food out because everything for us. All right?
I didn't get his name, but
Yeah.
you should launch an investigation.
I was at the Mary Road St. Patrick's Day parade, and my cousins always tells a story. You're sitting there and you're like, oh yeah, cabbage, this, that. There's some guy at the top, and he's just like drunk, eating his chicken tenders. He's about to take a bite of like a brand new chicken tender. I'm like, chicken tender, chicken tender. And he looks at it, looks at me, and he goes, throws it at me like I didn't even. Like this. I didn't took a bite immediately. My cousin was cracking up laughing. I'm like, dude, it was there, That's fair game. There's food off these floats. Moon pies, That's a chicken tender. I'm going for it.
That's kind of a prize. To say
It
that.
is.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
One of
start
my
going
favorite
for that
catches
now.
ever,
Clunk in the head with Irish Spring, and then have a chicken tender.
Yeah,
Pretty
right,
good.
Exactly. Yes, indeed.
So, man, this has been an incredible time.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
Again, we get a kick out of seeing y'all on the parade route. Every time we see y'all, we start laughing and we're like, yeah, this is gonna be a good time.
Yep, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for, we're not trying to awe everybody as much as we're trying to get them just to enjoy life and have a great time with us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, again, all of our social media, follow us. We have our Dead Ball coming up in January, which is our Mardi Gras ball. On June 10th this year, we're gonna have our ball crawl where we'll teach our dances and you dance from bar to bar with us. All year round we have fun stuff going on. Tryouts are usually in August, and yeah, you can catch us. We'll post our parade schedule pretty soon, probably within the next month or so.
All right.
All right.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
So, thanks for having us, guys.
Yeah. Thank you again for coming.
You got it.
So, thank y'all for tuning in. Signing out. We will see you on the route.